Hello, I'm a monster, and I'm here to tell you that you should be watching the Knob Mouse channel. Yay! Hello Mouses! Thanks very much to my monster here for giving us an excellent intro, but it is the news on Tuesday, so let's get straight to it. First up, we have the issue of one of London's NHS trusts apparently going bust, with, of course, a lot of problems for patient services. What's going to happen when the trust that runs the NHS in that section of the city decides, oh, we've run out of money, we have to call in the administrators? Well, apparently not an awful lot. Most of the services will be taken up by other NHS trusts in the surrounding area. Some private hospital firms may come in to take over some of the hospitals that are having problems and therefore keep up on other services. But for the majority of the patients, as long as you're not wanting to have a hip replacement in a certain hospital that may not be there anymore, your emergency services are going to get covered by local hospitals. According to what the BBC is saying, London just has too many hospitals, and this is what the result is. It seems very strange that as NHS trusts collapse, nothing actually happens on a day-to-day basis. Yes, staff are going to end up losing their jobs. Yes, some hospitals may have to close. But there are so many in the capital that for an emergency appointment, you're just going to have to go a little bit further. Yes, that's going to cause problems because traffic is horrible and things like that, but you'll still be able to get those services. So I have to ask the question, why was this trust necessary in the first place? But I'd like to go even further than that and ask why any NHS trust is actually necessary. Why do we have this extra level of administration that takes away some of the budget that should be going to the hospitals to run hospitals in the local area? It's basically the Department of Health tells the NHS trusts what money they've got. The NHS trusts faff about, they're going to give some money to the hospitals which actually do the job. It just seems like we could get rid of the whole NHS trust system and have the Department of Health say, right, each hospital you get this amount of money, we'll sort it out on a yearly budget how much you actually get, then you run yourselves. Surely that is more efficient. But that's not the system we have, and now some of the trusts are finding that they can't cope with all the bills that they've got, so they're going to go into administration. This one in London is just one of over 20 that are currently having problems. It's the first one that's probably going to collapse. So we may actually be seeing the start of the end of the NHS as we know it. But to be honest with you, I'm not that bothered. As long as we actually have the NHS, then let's see how it goes. Because at the moment, it's an administrative nightmare. Let's see if we can make it a bit simpler. So what's up next? Well, it's very interesting. Apparently the clock tower, as it's called, which most people call Big Ben, is going to get renamed. It's now going to be called the Elizabeth Tower, because Parliament decided that the clock tower attached to Parliament has a silly name that no one really knows anyway, so they're going to give it a new name that no one will really know anyway, and everyone will keep calling it Big Ben, despite the fact that Big Ben is the bell and not the clock tower. So, all's well and good. It just seems a bit silly, because at the moment it's just called the clock tower. So yeah, sure, give it a proper name if you want, despite the fact that it's been there for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's served it perfectly well having the name the clock tower, just like our flag is called the Union flag, because it's the flag that we got when we became a union. It seems that currently, in order to avoid actually dealing with the financial crisis that we have, we're going to spend time in Parliament debating what to call a clock. Can you tell that I'm really not happy about this? It's a complete waste of time. It's going to serve no purpose. People are still going to call the tower Big Ben, so why not just call it Big Ben? But that's how our country's run now. We've had decades of incompetence, so why stop now? It's business as usual here in Britain. Speaking of total incompetence, Facebook have decided that the best way to make people want to use their email system that most of us, I'm pretty sure, forget it's actually there, despite the fact that it was released in 2010, they've decided that we're going to get rid of all of your email addresses on your contacts page and replace it with your name at facebook.com. Well done, Facebook. Well done. Thank you for another email address that I don't need. So, because now, if anyone wants to find your email address, they won't be able to see it because Facebook have tried to get rid of it, I'm going to show you how to get it back. First of all, you need to go to your timeline or your profile page. You know that one that's got the header that you can set? Look underneath where you've got your little profile picture and it'll say About. Click on that and it'll bring up your About page. Now, there's a lot of information on here and it looks a bit like the timeline, so just scroll down until you find contact information. There's a little bit there that gives you all of your email addresses, or at least used to, and now we'll probably say a facebook.com address. Now click on the edit button for the contact page box and it'll bring up your contact information. Look at the top where it says your email addresses and you'll probably find most of them are hidden with the Facebook one visible. First of all, click on the one that you want to actually show people and it'll have the little dot next to it, and click on show in profile instead of hidden. Then go down to your Facebook one and you can get rid of that or show it if you want. I prefer not to show it because I never actually look at Facebook's email address, so I wouldn't know what's in there. Then once you've got all those set up as you want them, scroll down to the bottom of the contact details box and click on save. That's all you have to do. Now Facebook's silly attempt to usurp your email address has been thwarted. Your castle is defended again. You can go on with your life. Okay, that's really all I've got for you today because I don't want to be too long, otherwise the monster might complain, because he's generally nice, but he does get a bit grumpy if I take too long. So I'm going to say for now, thanks for watching this video. Remember to share it with your friends so that they know how to get rid of this stupid Facebook thing too. Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll see more videos in the future. And until then, I've been Kirk-Robinson, you've been watching a video, and I'll see you tomorrow.